Radio Active 90.4 megahertz. Bangalore's first community radio station. Listen up, listen up, listen up. Get active.
Hello, this is Preeti. The Preeti Bhuyan talk show is a platform to speak out your mind. I feel every person has something wonderful and unique inside their mind which may be worth listening, and it may be motivate or inspire others. Preeti's talk is about fitness, inspiration, motivation, sharing knowledge and celebrating womanhood. Stay tuned, stay connected. This is Preeti with loads of love.
Welcome to the Preeti Bhuyan talk show. I bring people here in front of you who has something beautiful in their mind, in their heart, which may motivate or inspire you, or maybe it's worth listening. I am the host Preeti Bhuyan, and today's guest is Shilpi Das Chohan. Let us know from her itself what she want to share with us today.
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me here. What I feel about myself, who is Shilpi? Shilpi, primarily I would like to call myself a voiceover artist because I take great pride in the fact that I can use my voice and take it to the performance levels and do so many things with it. And I think it's a skill one can master with a lot of practice and a lot of dedication. And I also love teaching the skills to people who want to learn. And I don't limit to just voiceovers. I expand it to the other areas of voicing. For example, somebody wants to be a public speaker, somebody wants to make a great corporate presentation, somebody wants to be a storyteller, somebody wants to do shows where they have to speak and they know that the voice will play a huge role in creating an impact on the viewers and the listeners. So there are various areas that I look into and I take all that into consideration and I love coaching them. And what I take pride in is that when I am mentoring somebody to develop these skills, I totally get into the skin of that whole, whole process of teaching them. I cannot do a substandard work there. I'm that passionate about teaching somebody. Mm-hmm. So that's about it. Other than that, I love being a mother. I have 2 children, a 13-year-old daughter who is actually annoying me nowadays a lot. She's a lovely child, a very talented girl, and I really want her to use all her talents in life. But you know how teenagers, so she's like, it's a difficult phase for me. But yeah, she's a lovely child. I have a son who is 9 and who's going to be 10 on 1st September. Very loving son. And I think my family, my husband, my children, they are very supportive of whatever I'm doing because I also try to balance family, balance my aspirations, and I don't want to really abandon them or not fulfill my responsibilities as a mother, as a wife, as a homemaker. So I love to fulfill all those responsibilities as well.
Definitely. Sometimes I feel as much time I should give them, not able to do maybe. But again, second thought is no, I am giving. That's what I'm thinking. As we are thinking, not able to give. That means we are giving and we want to give more and more and more.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Very true. We are never satisfied with what we are doing.
Yes.
We want to do more.
More and more.
Yeah.
That means we are concerned mother.
Yeah. We are good mothers.
Good mother, obviously. See, the thought has not come to your mind means you're not caring.
Yeah.
The thought itself is not there in your mind. We are concerned that we have to give more and more and more. Means we are a good mother.
Thank you so much, Preeti. Only a good mother can recognize that, and you can recognize the challenges too. Yeah, so it's challenging, right? Being a mother, being a wife, being a homemaker, being a good cook, like you cook so well, I heard. So I also love cooking.
Yeah. I feel motherhood, it's a package.
Yeah.
And I think nobody can do as a mother can do.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
You are a mother, you are a wife, you are a, mentor to the other people. I think it's a package.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. It's a complete package.
Right.
And only somebody who is being a responsible mother can understand the challenges and understand what the other mother goes through.
True.
So, yeah, that's what primarily I am. And apart from that, I also support a lot of philanthropic events. I am a great supporter of Indian art and culture. Okay, and certain causes like elderly care and orphans who are physically and mentally both ways challenged. So these are certain causes that I really feel my heart out to because these kind of causes do not get that much of visibility the way it should, that much of contribution from people. Because at the end of the day, when we look at elderly care, we think that, okay, they are done with their lives. So what are we getting in return if we are going to do something for them? Is the society going to get something from them? No, the society is not going to get something from them.
But we have to change that
Yes.
thought itself.
Absolutely.
No, they have still to give us a lot. We are not able to utilize them.
Yeah.
I feel recently I met one lady who is a storyteller.
Okay.
She is starting with grandparents and the grandchildren. She is making a collaboration and she is making a storytelling event.
Oh, wow, wonderful.
It's wonderful. See, people who is thinking old aged people are burden for us. It's the same. Because they are getting their childhood back with
Yeah.
their grandchildren.
Yeah.
If we can utilize them, why we need them to work for us? They have done enough for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Now they can, if we are giving my children, I feel my parents are dead, they are getting old, but I always try to patch up with my children and my parents. What will happen is they also enjoying the childhood and my children also enjoying their abundant love.
Yeah.
What maybe sometimes as a parents we are maybe strict, and that time they will be very happy.
They will balance out.
Yes,
The
so
grandparents.
utilize. That is
yeah.
only. I feel we have to educate our generation, our age people, that your parents are not your burden.
Not only that, I think we have to constantly remind ourselves that we are going to be there someday
Yes,
soon.
someday. True.
Yeah.
True.
We are not going to be able-bodied and independent, and the youth is not going to remain forever.
Correct.
So these are certain causes that I feel very compassionate about, and I try to do my bit for that.
True. So you do voiceover.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
See, Preeti, the moment as a voiceover artist, the moment I have a script in my hand, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to no end, because that gives me an adrenaline rush. I'm already getting goosebumps. Okay? Because when I know that this script has to be voiced by me, I start visualizing the whole script. Who are the people who are going to listen to my voice? What is the message trying to convey? What is the feel that I need to add to that those words and make them come alive? Because of my voice, through my voice, I can do that. That gives me such a thrill. I mean, I cannot tell you. It is a different kind of a feeling, different kind of a high. And when I'm in the studio in front of the mic and recording it, I'm never satisfied with myself. I enjoy the whole process. Each and every assignment is very enjoyable. But as an artist, I'm very critical about my own work. I always try to find flaws in the work and make sure that, acha, ye recording, no, ye, delete this, वापस करना है. So till I am satisfied, I will keep doing takes and takes and takes. Right. But over a period of time, I think I have gotten a hang of it, and I don't need those many takes, and I'm happy about the fact that I can be quick. But I think as an artist, everybody has to be self-critical about their work. And I have given voice for YouTube ads, commercials, stories, and storytelling is beautiful. If you go to my YouTube link, you will see a couple of stories that I have edited.
Can you tell your YouTube link so that maybe listeners like to listen sometime?
I think if you go online and Google Shilpi's voice and visuals, you will get all the details. Sure. There are SoundCloud links, there is YouTube link, you get my website also. There are a lot of work posted on my website. So shilpisvoiceandvisuals.com, and you get everything over there. Right. So you can listen to me there, listen to my work there. And it's just about enjoying the whole process of bringing words alive and any project.
I have listened that. It's really lovely, really.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Some of your voice, and it is like superb.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Preeti. I mean, you need a large heart to compliment somebody. You're generous. Yeah, I'm still not satisfied with myself. I feel that I can do better.
No, it happens. It happens. See, as I say that, I am never satisfied with photographs. I'm never satisfied. My people ask me, because I keep sending my photographs. So some people ask me, which one is your favorite photographs? I say that as of now, not come. Because I'm never satisfied. Maybe that's why I can understand you. Whenever you are working, you are never satisfied. Means you look better and better and better. I feel so.
Yeah, true. And I'm very, I actually, when I'm coaching somebody who wants to learn from me, I always stress on the fact you have to practice. And I am very critical about their work also. I appreciate them, I encourage them, but if they're not coming up to speed, up to mark, I am one hard taskmaster. Because it's like I'm putting my effort, so I expect them to grab it, learn it, grasp it, so that's how it is. And I would like to teach many people who want to, because this aspect of voice is many times undermined. People don't understand that voice is what makes you connected with your listeners. So it is very important what you are trying to portray through your voice.
True.
What personality are you trying to portray, and how are you going to impact your audience? So if anybody, even there are people who are talented but they cannot pay me money and pay me my professional fees, I'm okay with that. There may be underprivileged children who want to be great storytellers, and they have that visualization skill, because it requires certain level of visualizing. Okay, so if they're able to visualize the story, visualize the words, visualize the audience, visualize what feel they have to give, then I think I would like to teach them. Right. If they're really talented. And because when I enroll people also, I spend an hour with them to understand how serious and passionate they are about learning the craft. If they are not serious and passionate about it, I don't enroll them even if they are ready to pay me the professional fees.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense to me.
True.
And I don't train more than 1 or 2 people at a time. So I give that much of energy and that much hard work back on helping them develop their skills.
As you are doing right now, voiceover, maybe you can give some idea how this can help the other people. See, Shilpi is become Shilpi now. Shilpi has reached her place. Though you feel that I have to yet to do a lot, but I feel Shilpi has reached her destination. She is doing great. Now if some other people wants to, that can help our new generation, upcoming generation, take as a profession.
Yeah.
Which way it can help?
Yes, that's a very good question, Preeti, because these are professions which are not looked up as full-time professions, as, a profession where you can earn your bread and butter. But I think if somebody is serious about it and somebody is passionate about it, this can become a full-time profession. Okay. And also the fact of life is that this can go simultaneously with whatever else you're doing. Okay, so whether you are an engineer, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, or maybe a teacher, or maybe a fashion designer, or maybe a chef, whatever. But if you have the knack of using your voice in such a way that you can take it to the performance levels, you can do voiceover assignments simultaneously, because it just takes time to go to the studio, record yourself, deliver it to your client, and you're done. You get paid and you're done. Right. Okay, so if anybody wants to take this up as a full-time profession, I think it's a great idea.
I feel this is one best opportunity.
Yeah, true. And Preeti, see, not only just voiceovers. Like I said, the fact that voice plays an important role in communication, they can learn the skill and apply it anywhere they want to. Like today, it's a matter of networking, connecting with people. Okay, people have to make a lot of presentations. People have to be in the public eye, do a lot of public speaking. People who want to become anchors, they basically every place, they like to do shows. For example, there's a cookery show. Suppose you are a great cook and you want to produce your own cookery show. How are you going to connect with people? Your voice, right? True. Your voice has to be interesting. Correct. So if you can train your voice, then your show will be going at a different level. True. Okay, so that's what I look at. So if you can train your voice, you can do wonders in whatever field. And to say voice is the best instrument on this planet. It's the most natural and the best instrument. Yes. And this instrument has the capability of being trained, of being used the way one has to. Yeah. And it is a myth. A lot of people think that you need to have a great voice. What I say is that you need to have the visual ability. Okay, great voice becomes secondary. There are a lot of people who are blessed with great voices, and when people approach me for training, I always tell them that having a great voice is an added advantage. Yes. But you have done nothing to earn that great voice. Correct. It has been gifted to you by nature. True. Okay, but if you are able to visualize how your voice has to sound and take your voice to the performance level and do wonders with it, then you earn your brownie points, because you have worked hard and you have developed the skill. Okay, and there are people who are able to do that even with mediocre voice. Right now, there's somebody I'm training, and he is so quick at implementing all the feedback that I give him, and he has a mediocre voice.
Right.
Okay, and he's not doing it because he wants to be a voiceover artist. For a voiceover artist, yes, it is a prerequisite that you need to have a great voice, but there are many voices who are mediocre, but because they're able to visualize it there, and because of the visualization, they are able to emote very well. Okay, you must have seen a lot of TEDx speakers. You are glued to listening to them.
True.
But some you don't want to listen. Yeah, that energy has to be there, the warmth has to be there.
Right.
You should know which word you have to highlight.
Voice also is an art.
Yeah,
Utilizing the voice.
it is performance
It's art.
art. It is performing art.
Right.
The end of it is performing art.
Correct.
It is now gaining a lot of attention that it plays an important role, and people from various walks of life come and get trained by me. But primarily it would be like, okay, it's just the voice of a artist that needs to get trained, you know. Why not others? You want to be a storyteller, you do want to do a storytelling session.
Correct.
You can learn the craft. Okay.
Now, see, Shilpi, not only the professional, I feel a mother also need to learn a voiceover. I feel. How with respect to the children? See?
How you have to scold, you know. Suppose you have to pretend you have to, you're going to scold them. Okay, how do you have to sound?
How do you have to
you don't
sound?
want to scold them, but you know they've done something wrong, and you have to scold
You
them.
cannot see. I'll tell you, a mother how she can scold her children? No, it is not possible. You know, our heart breaks completely. But we need a voice.
So you have to emote the right emotion.
Emotion.
I'm upset with you, I'm angry with you. Okay, this is not done, and you have to ensure that your voice reaches out to them and conveys the message.
Right.
So you say, you know what, I'm upset with you.
Exactly.
I don't like what you did.
Yeah.
You think that's going to be impactful?
So maybe Shilpi can teach her sometime. You know, people also how to scold, maybe how to behave, how to talk, maybe in our day-to-day activities also. In our learning process, in our professional life, in our working life, talking to a family. I think everything does matter.
And it's fun, you know, sometimes it's really fun, because I remember when I used to read, even today, I used to read stories to my children from the time they started turning 1, you know. Until date, there are times when they say, Mama, you have not read a story to us for a long time. Or maybe I myself feel it. So I said, come on, let's read a story. And both of them are ready. Both of them are ready to listen. And there will be pin drop silence. And once I'm done with the reading, Mama, nobody reads stories the way you do. So it's fun because I'm animating the words, I'm making them visualize through my voice, you know, the whole story. See, what happens when somebody is listening to your voice, they don't have visuals, okay? But your voice is guiding them to have a visual imagination in their mind.
True. What you feel about women empowerment?
Women empowerment. I think nobody can empower women. They have to empower themselves. Okay. I am a little skeptical about everybody talking about women empowerment, but I always laugh it off and say that, hey, women, if you don't empower yourself, don't expect somebody else to empower you.
Come and empower you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have to empower myself. I have to feel empowered. I have to decide. I have to put my foot down. I have to know what my aspirations are and why I want to do what I want to do. And take a call at that. And if I'm expecting that somebody will allow me to do that, and I have to wait for permission, and I have to wait for somebody else's help and assistance, yes, we have to reach out because we need a lot of help from others. We need a lot of encouragement. But at the end of it, I think somewhere we need to decide. As a woman, I need to decide what I want to do and why I want to do that, and put my foot down and start at it. Otherwise, it never happens. Nobody's going to come and empower me. I have to empower myself. That's what I feel.
Right. That's really wonderful. Coming back to the stages of teenager,
Yeah.
how do you feel? How to deal with that as a mother?
Okay.
Difficult time for
There
them.
is no foolproof plan there, right? There is really no foolproof plan. I think teenagers, they have their own issues. Hormones are kicking. There are a lot of internal changes happening in the body, mood swings happening. They are trying to assert themselves. They are in between. They are not a child, not a toddler. They are not even adult. So they're also trying to assert themselves. The individualities are forming. So, of course, it's a difficult task for them as well as the parents. And I think there is no foolproof way. And my daughter is 13 now. And I know she is very confident. She is very talented. but she is forming her own ideas and she wants to assert those ideas. But as a mother, I also have to be there to guide her, correct her, find the flaws, and offer her as much as encouragement as possible. So I think sometimes we have to be a good cop, sometimes a bad cop.
Right. Yeah,
And but everything has to be done with abundance love.
true.
Okay, abundant love. Even if you have to be a bad cop, your love for the child has to guide it.
True.
It can't be a bad cop for the heck of it. And good cop doesn't mean that you go pamper them and spoil them. Spoil them with love, but not with materialistic possessions. That's what I feel.
True.
Okay, and keeping them at the ground level. Like for example, when I go to Calcutta, I'm associated with this legal adoption center, which falls under the Ministry of Kara. It's called Society of Indian Children's Welfare in Kolkata. I ensure that I take my children over there. Okay, they mingle with the children there. There are these toddlers who just climb up to me and they don't want to leave me. They just want to be carried. So they feel very amused. They play with the children. I was here some few years back, even in Bangalore. I used to take them to another place called Swantana, Swantana Care, where 50 physically and mentally challenged female children are housed. Okay, and I used to take them there too to show them that, see how privileged you are.
True.
Okay.
Right.
And I think we can extend a bit of our love and compassion to the people who are not that privileged, the children.
Exactly.
Take them to an old age home here also, Omashram, which is in JP Nagar. So I try to do my bit to keep them grounded. I think that is very, very important.
If you want to train somebody,
Yeah.
what you look for them? Like what qualification you need to start your course?
Yeah. See, Preeti, since here language plays a very important role, so I would definitely look at them having a good hold over the language. Okay, be it English or Hindi, I train in both. Okay, so I would look at having a good hold over language, because if I'm giving them only 10 sessions, in the 10 sessions it's difficult for me to find time to even correct their the way they speak that particular language. So I definitely expect that they will have a good hold over the language. Apart from that, having a great voice might be an added advantage, but I definitely look at how passionate they are and what kind of creativity they can bring into a group of words just being written or typed on a piece of paper. What can they do with that? Are they passionate about it? Are they passionate about dedicating time to? So I actually spend enough time with them to understand how dedicated and passionate they are. If they're dedicated and passionate to the learning, I enroll them. Of course, I charge a professional fee but I don't just take up anybody and everybody. I first see how much time are they going to dedicate to, I say that half an hour practice every day. It's like learning music. You have to do riyaz every day. You have to exercise your vocal cords. You have to build your stamina. You have to control your breath. Okay. And then you can make your voice quality better. You also have to find the right voice to do your voiceover. So the voice projection that we call. So all these are very important factors. Are they passionate enough to understand these nuances? A lot of people don't understand these nuances. They think they pay money, they come for the course and they become a voiceover artist. Even after the training, the practice has to be on. It takes about 6 months to 1 year for somebody who is dedicatedly, diligently practicing to come to the level of launching themselves as a professional anchor, professional voiceover artist, or actually seeing the difference in their way of delivering the script or delivering a presentation. So it takes time. So people have to be patient also. So I see how patient they are. But foremost, what I see is how passionate they are. That's what I look at. Apart from the technical skill that they need to have a good hold over the language, I look at the passion side. So if they are passionate, then they can do wonders with that.
What motivates you that to become a voiceover today? The voice you are giving, what motivated you? How did you start it? What makes you to
Yeah, when we were talking about motherhood, I must tell you that I have been a corporate trainer. I worked in Bombay for about 10 years in the corporate world, and I married my husband on one condition, that when I attain motherhood, I will not be working, I will not be earning. Can you take care of the household? Can you take care of all the finances and provide the family?
Okay, super.
Then I'm going to marry you.
Normally women ask, will you allow me to work after my marriage? Normally that's the
Right,
condition.
right,
But
right.
this is the different condition I am listening to.
Yeah, seriously. So he was taken aback, but then he said, "Yes, of course." And then he kept his promise. And when I had conceived my daughter, I was still freelancing with training. I had quit the corporate world, but I was freelancing with training. I used to train on presentation skills. I used to train on sales, selling skills, customer service orientation. A lot of these soft skills and behavioral aspect. I've trained Tata's, Kotak Mahindra, Orange, Hutchinson Max. These kind of brands I've trained in Bombay, ABN AMRO Bank also. But then when my daughter, I conceived her, I think the 4th month into the pregnancy, I quit working. And I took a break for almost 8 years.
Okay.
Okay. And after 8 years, something inside started bothering me. Then I was like, no, this is done. I can take care of the family now, but I also have to do something about my talents and skills. I can't let it go waste. Something started bothering me inside. वो बोलते ना कुछ कीड़ा हो रहा था अंदर, तो कुछ कीड़े है ना परेशान कर रहे थे. बोले कुछ तो करना है, क्या करना है? What can I do? And I dreaded going back to a full-time job or the corporate world because training requires me to travel a lot. I used to live out of the suitcases earlier, like 15 days in a month I would be traveling. So I did not want that life because that would take me away from my children, and they are still now they are my primary they are on my priority list.
True.
Yeah. So my primary reason for being here is my children. So I couldn't think of going back to a full-time job. So I decided that let me start thinking of doing something creative. I always liked being on stage. I always liked doing something creative. I was a dancer, singer, painter. I had quit everything because of the corporate world. So I wanted to do something different. I knew, going back to painting, singing, dancing would be like, again, starting from scratch. But I thought, let me learn something or do something which I can learn from scratch, do from scratch. But also it will be something new.
And which makes you happy.
Makes me happy. Right. Absolutely right. I don't feel like I'm doing it deliberately, forcefully. True. For the heck of doing something or proving that I want to do something. I did not prove anything to anybody. I just wanted to be happy myself. Okay. So I said, singing I can't go back to, and I used to get a lot of appreciation for my voice. Even when I was working, even when in school, I would read stories. School में पढ़ाते हैं ना, English Hindi teach, madam पढ़ाती book दे देती, अब ये पैरा तुम पढ़ो. So whenever I used to read, there used to be pin drop silence. So I used to get, even in work life, I used to get a lot of appreciation for my voice, but I never thought, and being in Bombay, it's a land of opportunities. I never thought of a voiceover, that something like a voiceover industry exists. So when I started doing my research, and research in the sense an internal journey I went through, I thought I have to do something with my voice. Then I started doing my research online. What can be done with voice apart from singing? Then I learned there's something called voiceovers. I said, theek hai. How do they voice the ads? How do they do the documentaries? What kind of voice keeps running behind the back, behind any kind of visuals that's on the screen? So what is it that makes one give a voice, or who does that? All that curiosity started building inside me. And then I understood there's something called voiceover industry and probably I can try. And I started on my own. I wanted to look for a coach, and today I am happy that I'm available as a coach to aspiring artists. Right. But when I wanted to look for a coach, I was very clear, I want somebody genuine to teach me. And finding somebody genuine to teach is a challenge in today's world. People only want to rip you off your money and you don't get anything in return. So I really wanted somebody genuine, but I was not able to find anybody. So I started on my own. I used to record myself, listen to myself. I found a very good friend who had that time for me. I would send my recordings to him. Acha batao na, isme kaisa lag raha hai as a layman? What do you understand? What do you think of my voice? So as a layman, he would give me feedback. And I enjoyed the process of, self-teaching myself. But I thought it's not enough because there are a lot of technicalities where only a mentor or a coach can correct you or pinpoint that. True. So I was constantly on the lookout for a coach. And then I met somebody great. He's a voiceover artist of international repute. He's been in the voiceover industry for more than 20 years now, Mr. Anil Mani. Okay, he runs Voice Bazaar in Bombay. He also coaches a lot of students, and a lot of people have become great voiceover artists under his tutelage. So one of my professional connects connected me with Mr. Anil Mani because he had given his voice for one of their ads, documentaries, I think. So I reached out to him, and I think I've learned a lot from him. Today, if I see that I have minimal flaws in my work, it is because of his guidance.
Right.
And I'm carrying that forward when I'm teaching my students. I'm carrying the same passion because I've seen him teaching his mentees, teaching me with utmost passion, absolute passion. His motto was to just get us to the right place. Okay, so I'm teaching with the same passion. That's my motto. If somebody comes under me, I have to make sure that they do very well.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how the voiceover journey began. But yes, finding the right coach is very, very important.
So if people want to reach you, so how to reach you?
You can visit my website, shilpisvoiceandvisuals.com. I always say that please do your research. Okay, please come and meet me. But before meeting me, do your research. See what is available in the market. There are people who tell you that do a voiceover course with us for 2 days and we will do your demo and you will be a voiceover artist in 2 days workshop. It doesn't happen. Okay, but still I will tell you, do your research. Visit my website. There are a lot of information about my work and about me on my website. Reach out to me. My phone number, my email ID, everything is there on the website. Reach out to me and have a discussion. I'm always open to meeting people. I love meeting people. I love understanding what they want. So it's shilpisvoiceandvisuals.com. That's where you find me.
Right.
And I think we can connect.
Right.
And it was really wonderful talking to you today. And I am privileged that you keep my word and be here today with me. Women like you. If you can give your time to someone, I feel it's great. And I feel privileged today that Shilpi is with me today. Thank you so much.
Preeti, I am totally floored by whatever you have said. And in fact, I am privileged that you have invited me to your show, Preeti Bhuyan Talk Show. I'm so privileged to be a part of your show today. I know you called me 2 weeks back, but I've been able to make it today due to all sorts of other unavoidable circumstances. But I'm so happy that I could make a difference by being here. And you made a difference to me also. Thank you so much. I'm honored.
Thank you.
When we talk about voice, we have to understand that content is important, but how we deliver that content with a great voice. And with a great voice, I don't mean just the voice quality, but the energy you are bringing in, the emotions you are bringing in, the connection you are bringing in to connect with your audience, the warmth, the compassion, everything that your voice portrays through that content. It cannot be denied that it has to be a combination of both content and the voice. And you have to work with your entire existence, with your expressions, with your body language, with your gestures, with your liveliness, with a lot of energy. And then you see how your content can make a difference just because the way you have delivered it through your voice.
This is Preeti from the Preeti Bhuyan Talk Show with Radioactive 90.4 MHz. If you have any suggestion or want to share your own incredible story, you can reach us out on Facebook, Insta, Twitter and YouTube. Until next time, this is Preeti. Keep listening, keep loving, keep inspiring.
Radioactive 90.4 MHz, Bangalore's first community radio station. Listen up, listen up, listen up. Get active.